So, iRobot. I just wanted to like put a couple things in there. So let's go. iRobot after 5 minutes. So I just wanted to kind of just first initial reaction. So first thing, I just also made a video about this, but the first thing was the fact that I went to go look for it, right? And I'm like, I don't see it. So like the first part, I go to look for the robot movie, and I'm trying to bring. Okay. So yeah, I go to look for the iRobot movie, and I don't see it. And I'm like, bro, I'm typing this in right. I gotta like, I'm like, okay, I tried like a couple different genres. I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing it. It's not popping up, right? So the thing was, mind you, when I made my video, I said, iPhone, iWatch, iPod. There's no such thing as an iWatch. So it's for whatever reason, Apple went away from the iPod, the iPad, the iPhone, and now it's naming things the Apple products. So it's like Apple Watch, Apple TV, Apple whatever. Or yeah, I think it's Apple TV and not iTV, right? Um, so I'm not sure exactly the reason why Apple went from um, I whatever to Apple, like just naming their products. They stopped doing the I, and it is more so like Apple. So that was one. Um, but in doing so, but because of like the whole, usually it's iPod, iPhone, iPad, not Apple, Apple Watch, not iWatch. Um, I thought iRobot was just one word. So, and then like just a lowercase I and then robot. Like I just thought it was iRobot. That was just one word. So then, but literally, so I went back. So I couldn't find it on one. I was going through. I went to like 2 or 3, and then I finally found it. And then um, I went back to the other one, and then when I typed in I comma robot, it actually did pop up. So I was like, whoa! It's like it was like a. I don't know why that was like a thing. Like I was like, bro, I actually had to type in I comma space robot. Like so it was like it's two separate words. I robot is 2 words. And so that makes it like a greeting, right? Or introduction. I robot, like me robot type of thing. So that was one. Uh, just looking for it. So when the movie starts, it starts off with 3 laws. Now, mind you, this movie also came out in 2004. The only reason I'm mentioning 2004 is, everything has peaked, nothing's getting better. The best of everything already exists. Like, movies aren't getting better. And I've seen who you cheered for. Your boos mean nothing to me. This mediocrity, case in point for uh, you just trying to put up mediocrity. Sinners. Sinners was a trash movie. I don't know why people are like trying to make it. It was very mediocre. It was a very bad movie. It was not good on any. It was not a good movie. Sinners was trash. People falling for the gimmicks of just because there's two. Like, bro, it's nothing, bro. The people who have done this way better. Anyway, so just like classics and anything like that, you know, movies of that essence are of a certain time period. So the only reason I'm saying that is because Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind also came out in 2004. Robot came out in 2004 as well. So that was one thing I wanted to note. It first starts off movie and iRobot, and then it has 3 laws. So the robot like have like 3 laws to like obey or whatever. So is that, and then it's Will Smith. Now, uh, it's a it's 2004, so at this point, it's a younger version of Will Smith. Um, Let me try to think, because the last time you like Major, I know Will Smith had Bad Boys 4, but Major like was I Am Legend, um, and then but I'm saying like 2004 is 2026 right now, so that means this movie's 22 years old. So one of it is about it aging well and different things like that. Now, a couple things. The movie, it came out in 2004, but it's set in 2035, which is closer to which we're closer to 2035 than we are when the movie first came out. Um, so it starts off with Will in bed, and so it's just this first part. Just because it whatever it's like Will's in bed, and then so it's like the things that they kind of sort of do and don't have to like sit here and like focus on, or this and the third is like he's in bed, and of course like boxers, and then it's that. So it goes from there to the very next scene is like so Will Smith in bed, and then it's boxers, and then the next scene he's naked in the shower. So it's like that was like how this movie starts. Then he gets dressed, and so he puts on uh, Converses, which is supposed to be like whatever. He's like, oh, it's a thing of beauty, right? He puts on some black Converses. So puts on the Converses, and then he walks outside. So he gets dressed. He has this. He wakes up with a what? Pew, pew. He wakes up with a Glock in his hand, like not a Glock, but he wakes up with a gun in his hand. So it's like, you just sleeping with a gun? Like, what's going on? So he just sleep. He rolls over with the gun in his hand. Then it's the shower, and then he gets up. He puts on black Converses. He walks out the house. He has a leather black trench coat. So I'm like, bro, cause like the only reason it's not like the leather trench coat ain't like, how do I say this? It just sticks out in the sense of just like, okay, I have one. My trench coat is for the rain. Like, so that's one. Like for you to have a trench coat, I think I have another maybe coat that's like a little longer length that's like camel, but it's like supposed to be like, it's like dress up, and it has like it's a double breasted like thing you kind of dress up with. So like, I just feel like that's a distinctive piece, like a leather trench coat. So he has a leather trench coat. He puts one on the, it's like it's not necessarily a beanie, but it's a brimless hat basically. He puts on like a brimless hat too. So he has that. He has the what's the joint right here where you hold for your put your guns in there, the little for the strap, the little things. He has that thing, the holster. He has the holster. He has a gray shirt and that black leather trench coat and black Converse. So it's that. That's the outfit. So he walks out. Now when he walks out, oh, another good morning, Mr. Such and Such. You got another on-time delivery. He's like, move it, Canner. So one of the things is like the interaction he has with the robot, right? The interaction with the robot is like rude, right? So, and I'm just saying that in the sense of like, it's a delivery robot, and so it's FedEx. And so you know how like nowadays, it's some people kind of like will say like I'm just putting this out there. Some people leave like snacks for the delivery drivers to take and things like that, or like like the whole delivery experience of Amazon and FedEx or any of those UPS, like how they have to like just some people like you always see like a video of a dog or something like that. But I'm just saying like anyway, like people do delivery service. So it's this robot comes up, hey, good morning, another on-time delivery, this and that. And he grabs the robot by his face and like, move it, Canner. And does that like, so that's rude, right? So first of all, you wouldn't do that to a person, actual human, but it's a robot, so it doesn't have feelings, and so the way that you treat the robot, that's the thing, right? Move it, Canner. He grabs the robot by the face, move it, like. So I'm just noticing like that's a small, but like these are things to note, right? So he walks out. Shia LaBeouf makes an appearance. I'm not sure if he's like a main character or anything, but Shia LaBeouf is like, and he seems like very pressed, so I'm not sure like what exactly is his whole thing. He's one of them type of people, like he's talking fast. He feels like he's been sweaty. He looks like he's kind of sweaty. He's talking fast. Like, hey man, how you doing? Hey Spoony. So I don't know this first thing. He's like, hey Spoony. He throws something at Will Smith, which is, I think his name is Dale, in this movie. So he throws something. Shia LaBeouf throws something like Spoony. And he throws something at Dale, Will Smith, and then, but he called him Spoony. So I don't know why he calls him that, but those are things to which we call it. So he throws something, but I'm not sure what it is, and it doesn't necessarily look like he catches it. So that's one thing that's also like weird. But Shia LaBeouf comes up and he's walking beside him. He's like, "Hey man, I just found this little nice little honey. Um, she, he says she's agreeable. She's complete and agreeable, and ashmackable or whatever." So and he's like, "What does this even mean?" He was like, "You know exactly what it means." But Shia LaBeouf is trying to get. He's like, he's like, "Oh." He's like, "Hey man, where you been?" He's like, "Man, I just came back from vacation." He's like, "I just came back." Oh, like came back from vacation. Oh man, that's cool. Like, I got about a huge favor. Can I buy the car? I just found this nice little young shorty. This and that. Boom, boom. He's like, "Bro, what does this even mean?" So one thing he's saying, like, she's agreeable and ashmackable and she's complete. So I'm not sure if she's a person or a robot. Because he said she's complete and he said she's agreeable and ashmackable. So I'm trying to figure out, is she part robot? Is she, like, it's that the thing, right? So that's Shia LaBeouf. Like he's sitting there talking, he's like, "Yeah, you know exactly what I mean." He's like, "Let me borrow the car. Stop gatekeeping. Let me borrow the car." So he's like, "No," and it's like third. So he's like, "All right, that's strike one, Spoonie." And so Shia LaBeouf like leaves. That was the whole thing. However, one thing to note, like the other part that was like, remember, it's set in 2035. So Will Smith or Dale is walking down the street, cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the fish, slapping on. So, but anyway, uh, he's walking down the street, and it has the whole thing with the 2035. It's talking about the news. There's this new robot. It's going to be able to download programs every day, all the time. NS5. I forget what the NS stands for, but and whatever. So it's a new robot coming out. Things to like kind of sort of know. Okay, 2035. As he's walking down the street, it's a world where robots and humans all live together. So like you can see a person talking to a robot. You see robots walking, like he bumps into a robot and the robot says, "Excuse me, sir." The robot has the manners and the robot's whatever. But, of course, a human is not treating a robot with respect, like to think that a robot has any type of emotions or anything. So um, there's like, so far twice, there's this emphasis on like the way a person is treating a robot. And so there's that, like one, move it, Canner. He grabbed the robot face, move it, Canner. He also bumps into a robot, and the robot's like, "Oh, excuse me, sir." This and that. Like the robot has the manners or whatever. So like there's like this emphasis of the way people are treating robots. Well, just or he is, if anything. But you see like robots doing delivery services, um, trash. Like with the like the trash people come by and the trash man picks up the receptacle bin, throws it into the dumps it into the back of the truck. That like the So one thing I'm kind of sort of noticing is what are the tasks that robots are doing, because Elon basically mentioned it as well in the Joe Rogan interview, like robots. And that was one of the things where Elon, you know uh, his robot is called Optimus. So Elon has a robot that he's working on that is supposed to be able to, people will be able to buy, purchase, be in their home, and help them do things that they don't want to do. But there's other Neo, and of course Neo Matrix. Neo, that's another robot company, um, but I think that's like remote control. I'm not sure exactly how the whole thing, but there are robot companies and robots being a thing in society. So those are just what you call it, right? So what exactly is the role of the robot in society? And on a one scale, Elon pushes it all the way to the point of, okay, you got robots, and it's a point where it gets to a point where people don't have to work and they don't have a job because the robots do everything. So that's like the most extreme, and like, but it's a real reality type of thing. So what is society and what does things look like when people don't have to work? Because like right now we're in those times of transitioning to that, right? So this movie is set in 2035, which is 9 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Which at this point would be 9 years from now. And so you see with the amount of jobs that AI is already taking over, whether it's, phone, a lot of people was doing that stuff on the telephone. You know what I'm saying? Just answering calls and making calls, answering calls, the whole receptionist type of customer service deal. And AI just taking over that. going to fast food, you could just, either say it to whatchamacallit or on a little kiosk thing, but just robots and AI taking over just a lot of customer service type of jobs. We see what it's doing to art and entertainment and movies. Get this AI slop off my timeline. But again, like, it is entertaining. The rate at which people are consuming AI content is increasing. So it's those type of things. So it was like one thing I'm noticing is like, okay, well, what do they have the robots doing? Like, what tasks have the robots completely just took over? And how is like life going to be moving or whatever. So I'm not sure exactly what Will Smith does in this movie. I think he went to go see his mom. Um, he tried to like sneak in, and she was like, how's Marcy? And he was like, have you seen Marcy? He's like, no, I ain't see her, because he's trying to like crawl. His mom. Now it's another thing. His mom was like, what is on your feet? He was like, Converses. It's 2004. No, he was like, no, no, no. He said Converses. It's a 2004 classic. Just let me know if you want some. I get you some. You know what I'm saying? Um, so like Converse is being like that old school or that vintage thing to have or whatever. Cause she was like, what is on your feet? So I'm not sure exactly what people have or don't have on their feet. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but she notices it. Apparently he got a divorce. I'm not sure, because she's like mentioning, she's like, yeah, when I was growing up, we didn't do this whole um, you get married, get a divorce, and then never talk to the person again. So she says that. So that's a whole nother thing. We'll look to see what happens with that. She says something about Marcy. And then from there, let me see. She also, now they have two things. I forget what it is that his mom wants him to do, but she's like, they have a difference on like the robots. He was like, nah, mom, the robots is and third, boom, boom, boom. And she's like, there's something about this sweet potato pie, because in the beginning, he was just waking up, he kind of took a spoon, and I was like, bro, what is he eating? But it was like kind of basically already done. And then when he gets to his mom's house, he takes the spoon and just, like, he don't cut the apple pie. Sweet potato pie. He doesn't cut the sweet potato pie. He just takes his spoon and just eats. And she's like, his mom wants to like cut it and put it on a plate. But yeah, so I gotta figure out what the heck is going on with their feet. What's supposed to be on their feet or not? I don't know. And then him and his mom I forget how it comes up, but they have a difference in agreement on robots. And his mom was like, you of all people should be whatchamacallit. But he's like, nah, he's not technically like for it. But his mom is like, which is another thing about it, because she's older. And like technically like the older generation like would probably be more wary or scared of like new technology and AI, whereas the new generation or younger generation would like be for it or using it. But it's like opposite in this dynamic from what's being portrayed. He's like, no, I'm not really, he's like, goodness, what a robot says and the third. His mom was like, the robots are okay type of thing. So that was a thing. So that's just like the first 5 minutes. That's just the first 5 minutes of me like looking at it, watching it, and noting it. So I'm interested. Like, it has a good. I'm looking to see what else is about to happen, because there's like a lot of things I still have questions for, to see, like, of course, is it a good movie? One, of course, we're saying that it's aging well in another instance, because of just how close we are, it being set in 2035. We're 9 years away from that. So like, even as far as like timing goes, we're still like close to that. We're very close to, from what I'm seeing, it has robots integrated in society as like actual thing. And that's actually like, these are actually like, because this is my first time seeing it. So these are actually like at this point, like it's more exciting than anything, because it's like this is like, it's so like such a real reality at like it's really right there, so like there's a scary, and then there's also like, oh man, like that is about to happen, like we are about to be right there. So I'm looking to see like of how much, like that part with robots being a part of just regular normal day activity in life is it's like, again, like it's not far-fetched, and now it's like it's right here. So again, I know at least two companies I can name either Optimus and Neo. Those are two robot companies. So it's like those are already in the works and already legitimate, working towards. So that is like it's exciting, right? But there's a level of excitement and there's a level of like scary because it's like, bro, that's right there. So I'm actually curious to like see like this next little part like of even more just a little more dynamics of what is being portrayed and other things of just like I already emphasized it twice because it's been emphasized twice. The like once people are comfortable with it, right? They're very comfortable. Like the level of rudeness. So remember, he said, "Move it, Canner," and then he bumped into the robot. So like, and the only reason I'm mentioning that is because like people have certain like just energy or this and the third, and so like if you can just expel that on something that where it doesn't matter, like if you want to hit something, be rude or like this whatever that anger energy is, and you have this outlet towards it, and this is on this robot. Of course, you could do you could do boxing, or you could do some taekwondo. You can go learn some kickboxing skills or something, or go play a sport, or go journal. Then of course there's healthy things, but then like it's that aspect. So those are things I'm gonna be looking forward to. That was only